Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a good day. It is Wednesday, February 1st, 7:15 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Things are looking good. All right, BitcoinDailyView.com has always got more for you there. Looking at the crypto universe in bubble form. As you can see, it is a green day, except for Satima, which has been doing really, really well, but it's kind of dumping today. So other than Satima, it is a glorious, glorious, glorious day. Sol up 19% right here. And we'll get into why that is. Okay, I'm going to kill this because it's intensive. All right, fear and greed index, where are we at today? Now, fear, only 26. Not so bad. People feeling good. I wanted to reference this. I'm going to stick it in the live chat right now. And I'll post it over at Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat. This is an interview that I did a while ago on a different podcast, Radiant Creators, something that I do. And it's an interview with Mark Moss. It's called Crypto and Living a Life Cranked Up to 11. I think Mark Moss is really an example of that. This is an interview from back in 2019, January 2019, a different world at the time when this took place. It's just plain old good and inspirational. And if you follow Mark Moss, since this time, his popularity, his reach, his social media empire has grown profoundly. If he wasn't such a big dude right now, he'd be back on the show to chat about how things have changed. But right now he's he's a busy guy, so he'd come back on. But he's got an empire to run, and Radiant Creators is pretty small potatoes. But regardless. Boom. This is really great. It's something that I'm proud of. It's a good interview. Check it out. Gosh, it's like it feels like it was a lifetime ago, and it kind of was. Different world that took place in. Here we go. MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 660 Bitcoins for $25 million. Is anybody surprised? Average of 37,865. It goes to show, and I'll retweet this, that, if you want to be a billionaire, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to have $1 million, if you want to have tens of millions, if you want to be wealthy, if you just want to pay the damn rent, think like wealthy people do. Do you think these crazy wealthy people, if you are a perma bear asshole and you won't come off of it, like just look at this and contemplate the failure of your life and join the winning team. Okay. Anyway, with that said, also, just wanted to point this out. Thanks, Mr. I won't say the name because it might get me in trouble, for quietly labeling your GMO ingredients. Now watch for this in labeling, partially produced with genetic engineering. What the crap does that mean? Anyway, here's the thing. Solana, is OpenSea planning to support Solana NFTs? It appears the answer is yes, they are. Big, big deal. Put this in the live chat right now. Boom. I'll stick it over at a Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat. This is big news. It's a big, big deal, and Solana's price is definitely reflecting this. Let's go over to a Decrypt. I think they have an article on this. Also, if it's still up top here, so I'm going to be checking out today. If I can find it, Solana, they have a new is it an upgrade to their wallet or something? And I think the upgrade to their wallet has to do with the OpenSea integration, or it's just happening in parallel. There it is. Or it's happening in parallel with it. Solana Wallet Phantom raises 1.109 million, bringing valuation to 1.2 billion. So I'm gonna check this wallet out today, and definitely I like NFTs. I don't talk about them much here because I just don't. But NFTs, groovy, cool. If you're into it, hit it, get after it. I'll put this over in the chats. This is big news. It's neato. I like what I'm seeing. Cool, great, wonderful. Solana Wallet Phantom raises some money. So you got a Solana Wallet upgrade. It kind of competes with MetaMask. I've never really used it. I do use MetaMask though, of course. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna hook up with this, get this thing running today. And I've been wanting to actually put out a series of NFTs. Black and white desert photography with a real 35mm camera and high resolution scans, not much effects in Photoshop, and actually just do some cool stuff. So what excites me about this is, Ethereum, backed, or you could say like Ethereum minted or Ethereum created NFTs. It's so expensive to create them. You can't really do it for fun. But with Solana, and especially Solana integrating with OpenSea, I'm gonna be there. So I'll be posting links, and you can get my black and white desert NFTs. They're pretty freaking cool, mega resolution. You can blow them up and put them on your wall if you so desire. Denmark just ended COVID restrictions once again. This is a tweet by Mr. Elon, of course. Hope you're following him. The coolest strange dude on the planet. Don't know if he's a bad guy or a good guy, but regardless, he is him, and what he says has some reach. He's an interesting character, someone to follow on Twitter, I would say for sure. And I think there's something good about the fact that he tweeted this, because there was like an electric vehicle summit at the White House, wasn't there recently? And like Ford and Chevy got invited, and they snubbed Elon. And then he like did that tweet like Mr. Well, you know, the guy, the president, is a wet sock, as he said. So this is interesting. I think he's kind of like doing a little shout out here, saying, you know, yo, like I'm not in good with the globalists either, and let's end this bullshit. Basically, let's get back to life as usual. Go Canada. Right. Indices today, a mix of green and red in the market. We will check them out. I think they're open 7, 8, 9, or they open in like 9 minutes. We will check them out. So anyway, a mix of green and red in the world indices. We'll check out our local ones here in America as we go. We'll see if they're open. If not, they'll probably be open before I am done. We will check them out. All right, volume today is 3.7 billion, still kind of low, but that's not bad. That is good. It's dropped by 19.4%, 19.04% last 24 hours. Market buy orders are down by 10%. Market sell orders up by 27%. So interesting. If you ask me, people are just wanting to get out of the red and selling as Bitcoin makes some moves. So anyway, good volume, not great, but good enough. What does Masari? Let me actually refresh these just to make sure we're getting the latest data. What does Masari IO, like how hard are they hitting the crack pipe today? 16 billion for Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours. Masari IO, whatever. You can go back to bed now. Anyway, volume for spot trading on Binance. We'll look at Coinbase also. Binance, 13.1 billion. That's really low, but it is up to 29% in the last 24 hours. You can see the tangent of the 7-day graph kind of getting a little bit sparky there. So we're seeing, you know, low volume, but it is increasing. Cool. Coinbase over 3 billion. I like that. 3.7 billion, up 49%. So definitely, grandma is buying some Bitcoin. She's dollar cost averaging in. You can call them boomers, but sometimes they're pretty smart. All right. Okay, boomer, grandma buying the Bitcoin. So Binance derivatives, 49 billion. If you have 50, it's not a bad day. 75 is a really good day. So we're hitting a good day here, up 29%. So the longs and the shorts are definitely making something happen. Let's refresh this. Looking at the crypto verse here, top 100 last 24 hours. I think everything Binance, who cares about BUSD? These things are cool. The market in general, Bitcoin coming in at 38,979. Take that. Perma bulls. Okay. Solana, as you can see, rocking today. Who else is rocking that you can notice? Oh, looks rare. Whatever that is, looks up 21%. So we have a beautiful day in the market. Solana is the big player for today, looks like so far. And whatever looks rare is, looks, I have no idea. Adventures in Reality says that Bybit up about 35%. Bybit? You mean Bybit volume? Bybit. Let's look at Bybit here. Bybit for spot. Bybit, well, it's got some good volume, 283 million. That's not bad for it, up 27%. I like seeing that. Derivatives, I guess Bybit does that. Yeah, of course, they're a leverage exchange. Where do we see them here? Bybit, where are you at? Bybit, up 27%, coming in at 6 billion. I'm sorry, anyway, Bybit, if that's what you meant, yes, Bybit's definitely it is a player. I mean, Bybit's a pretty cool exchange. I have an affiliate link for it, but I stopped sharing it just because I just don't want to be responsible for anybody's longing and shorting with leverage. You know, unless you are a friggin' badass as F trader and you know what you're doing, just leave leverage alone, please, for the love of God and all that is good. Whatever, or you know, whatever. Just be careful. I used to, share that affiliate link, but I just felt bad because, leverage is very tempting. And I just don't want to be the, it's kind of, I wouldn't sell crack to kindergartners either. And that's kind of what, Bybit is, unless you're, very, very knowledgeable about what you're doing and have severe, extreme discernment and, powers of concentration and self-control. And not saying I do. Just saying that. Anyway, open interest 12.7 billion this morning, up 6%, 6.9%. That's a big change, big time. Binance 4.4 billion of that. That's pretty darn cool. FTX, whatever that is, I've never even used it, but it is up at 2.5 billion. OKX 1.5 billion. Bybit 1.5 billion. Of course, here it says 1.5 billion there, but then of course, if we look over here at like derivatives, it would say Bybit is 6.3 billion. That's why I always like to look at places, a couple different measurements for things, because people do kind of calculate it differently. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where that sweet ass volume is. This is craziness. So longs versus shorts. Longs 43%, shorts 56%. People are not long in Bitcoin on Binance. Interesting, isn't it? All right, looking at Ethereum on Binance for longs versus shorts, 53% long, 46% short. So interesting. This is interesting. I wonder why that is. You don't usually see that. Bitcoin's fairly bullish right now, I think, but the longers and the shorters on Binance where that volume is, they're not playing the long game right now. What does it mean? I don't know. All right. Looking at the bulls and the bears this morning, definitely here in the 10-second chart, some crazy ass volatility. There's a battle going on. So be careful. From what I see right now, we don't have incredibly high volume, but it's pretty darn good. And the bulls and the bears are after it this morning. So expect craziness. As always, guys, Hemp Paste. Yeah, radianthemppaste.com. Check it out. Go over to products here under shop, get some hemp paste, get some happy packets. You will dig it. Yes, I am an affiliate marketer. I'm also involved in the company as far as helping to promote it. You can check out the, if I don't have it in the show notes, I'll start putting it there, a interview with the founders. So get some happy packets, $4. Check it out. Give them to your friends. It's all legal. It's just like CBD, but it's the whole plant. If you have dogs, for heaven's sakes, get them some. It will really help with their eyeballs, their hips, not medical advice and all that, FDA stuff. Just, do whatever the, Dr. Fauci tells you to. Don't listen to me. All right. Gold on the daily. Finally, is it open? Yes, it is. Right. Yes, February 1st. Gold on the daily. Okay, check it out. Finally, a green candle beginning to challenge the 200 moving average. We could get back in the action. Might be nice to see it make a recovery. Silver, finally, after here in the bottom, after a relentless ass hammering last couple of days, it's finally making a move up, challenging the 50 moving average. So this is beautiful. Maybe we'll see some, maybe Peter Schiff is like whacking it in the bathroom right now, oh, fap, anyway, SPX, definitely, is it open? No, it's not open yet. Or is it open? Come on now. Darn. They'll be open any moment. Crud. I guess in 2 minutes, we'll come back and look at that. I'm usually have my times all screwed up. Here we go. Bitcoin versus, this is important stuff. Bitcoin versus, PaxG versus Bitcoin on a trend down slowly, as we can see here on the bottom, which is a Bitcoin versus USDT on the trend up. They're always an inverse. I always watch if I can see a really good quantifiable dump or weakness in the market. I do hedge over to PaxG. And I just wanted to mention, I don't have any links to it because there's really nothing new, but the Fed, as we know, scary executive order crap. I'm watching that very closely. One of my things that I'm doing today is moving some money around so I'm able to get into USDC. If that crap goes wrong, get into USD. And also with that, I would pull a little money off the exchanges for myself. I'm moving things around. And I'm going to have a certain hedge that I go into PaxG versus BTC. I think that could be a way to make some gains. And in general, I'll just be like escaping into USDC and USD and putting money out of the exchanges onto the bank a little bit here and there. If that starts looking bad, because really, guys, I am positive. I am hopeful. The crypto revolution will not be stopped, but watch out. The empire is on its way out. It's never more vicious than then. We could see some scorched or earth stuff. I wanted to mention this. about the feds. This is something I think has validity, so just bear with me for 1 second. If this article is still there, um, it's on here, and I will stick it. I will post it over. Did I post it already? Yes, this is really important to understand. And straight up, break out a map and look at this stuff. I'm going to put it in the live chat. I'm going to stick this over at bitcoindailybee.com. I think this is actually really valid. Doesn't matter if you are a crypto trader or if you're a traditional markets trader. The Tango Tail of NATO expansion at the heart of the Ukrainian crisis. This article really breaks down the history, of the situation. And I think this is an essential article to kind of print and highlight. This is a great understanding of how we got to where we are. Um, and it's really important just to look at this. Um, Russia. Good enough. Just look at Russia world map. Okay. You're probably thinking like, what is this? What is this a-hole doing here? Why am I seeing pictures of this shit? Right. I understand. Like Russia. Okay. You got to understand some history here. I'm not going to go into it because this is, the daily view for Bitcoin. But you got Germany back in the day. You had Russia before World War One was kind of like killing everybody, and after World War One, between World War One and World War Two, these were known as the Bloodlands. You had Russia killing everybody. Then of course you got Germany and Poland having issues. Then eventually, Stalin and Hitler, they kind of meet in the middle of Poland. They mass murder everybody, kind of. Then Germany goes this way and kills their way across the Ukraine and into Germany. And into Russia. So anyway, you got to realize that, after the World War II, after the when the oh god, what was that one treaty? Anyway, I'm sorry guys, I forget the name of it now. But basically, yeah, Warsaw Pact, right? So anyway, with NATO, there was the agreement that NATO would not expand into Russia. Eastern Germany, basically. And then, of course, I think it was George W. Bush was the one. No, George Sr. And anyway, some of the agreements that were made. Well, basically, NATO just keeps trying to surround Russia. And why? It's these old war hawks. I mean, the Berlin Wall is gone, if anyone had noticed that. And Russia, or the USSR, Russia is not like Lenin, Trotsky, Stalin. That's not what it's about right now. And so anyway, you got Russia funneling, well, I would say allegedly, Mr. Putin and the president of Belarus. Yeah, they are giving Poland's border crap, and they're going into Germany. That's basically just to screw with the EU, keep them on the defensive, make them have their SJW battles and things like that about immigration. And but here's Ukraine. You got to realize, in the Cuban Missile Crisis was, that Russia trying to put missiles in Cuba. Well, that was a no-go. Even Kennedy, who was, thankfully Kennedy read a book called previous to that. Oh gosh, something of war. I remember it. Not the Art of War. Guns of August. What the crap was it? Anyway, I'll put it. I'll mention it tomorrow. I forget what it was called. But luckily, he had the skills, and we avoided the war with the Cuban Missile Crisis. But it could have happened. So you have to realize, what if China? What if Russia? Had made a deal with Mexico, paid off the politicians, and was rolling, small ballistic missiles up to the Mexican-American border. What if I was like sitting here in Arizona out in the desert, and I was like, with my little binoculars, and I'm looking at, friggin', missiles and a wall of tanks and shit like that. I am just saying, Putin cannot let this happened. And then recently in the NATO talks about this, America, I do believe, got kicked out because there's so many war hawks, these ancient old farts, gray-haired, friggin' Henry Kissinger looking monsters on their oxygen tanks who still want to friggin' nuke Russia for some reason. Anyway, this is a big deal. And I'm just saying, one of the reasons why I think why I think we're seeing this regulation is that, America really likes to control via monetary policy and sanctions and such. And you have a lot of the BRIC nations and such, basically just starting to say, F your SWIFT system. We don't care. We can do business in Bitcoin. We can we can use other systems. So anyway, just saying, one of the reasons why I think the Fed is doing this and why it could be draconian and to watch out is that they want their war with Russia. They want to control via monetary policy, which is not new to this administration. It's been around ever since, the Berlin Wall fell. There's people who want that war. Be on the lookout, because we might know a lot about what's going on when it comes to these the new Fed executive orders, basically, on crypto. Anyway, sorry, that was probably boring as hell. If anyone's still watching, thank you. Anyway, Bitcoin versus USDT, 45 minutes. As you can see, we are a rocket ship to Pluto. We are blasting off. We are good. We are riding the top of that RSI cave. These indicators look all good. The squeeze indicator is not quite firing off yet this morning, but it will. All looks good. Are we oversold, overbought? When you get pumping like this, it's kind of hard to tell. We are in a move up. And it's a glorious move up. I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin on the 45-minute chart, extremely healthy, looking great, And so while you're making this money, while you're doing your positions, just beware, because I know there's a lot of earnings statements, a lot of things coming out that could affect the market, but I think that they're all somewhat inconsequential. It's the Fed executive orders that could really be, dangerous to crypto. So I'm just saying, I don't want to scare anybody, but I am ready to get the F out. If that starts looking crazy, worst case, I lose some money, pay some capital gains, whatever. But I'm not, do not underestimate the evil of the empire. They don't care. They will wreck an economy. They will wreck MicroStrategy. They will wreck American businesses. If that's what they need to get their friggin', war with the Ukraine, war with Russia through the Ukraine, they will do it. So, I'm just saying, just beware, okay? Not trying to be like fear porn or anything. I'm just saying, be ready for that. It could happen. Be watching those regulations, because if they're bad, I'm out. BTC, USDT. As you can see, this upwards channel is beautiful. We're above the 200 moving average. All is wonderful. We're kind of like, we'll see if we bounce off the top of the RSI cave here and return to the middle of this, the heartbeat of this channel. This is just in general a good chart. What can I say? Bitcoin's looking great. Bitcoin on the daily continues this beautiful upwards channel. You can actually now, if you want to remove some of those wicks, you can see an upwards channel on the daily. We're crossing that 20 WMA. I like seeing that. That's definitely bullish. Daily MACD still looking glorious. So damn good chart. Want to get above that 200 moving average on the daily, which is right around like 48,000. That might take a little while, but still, we are looking good. I'll be very, very happy to cross this 50 at around 47,000. That'd be a great spot. Getting above that 50 moving average would be glorious. 2-hour chart, we have broken above the 200 moving average. That is wonderful. Of course, we're dumping a little bit right now. See if we get a bounce, see if we move back up. 2-hour MACD looking positive. Histogram opening in the right direction. This does dictate the tangent of the daily MACD. We'll probably stay positive. If we can keep this 200 moving average crossed to the positive on the 2-hour chart, we are pure Lambo mode, man. I love it. 4-hour chart going way back to July 20th of 2021. You can see this beautiful pattern that we've been in. We've been giving it back for a while. Still below the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, but we are above that 786 fib line, which is around 37,834. If we can keep that, if we can keep support above that, I think we are in a very, very good spot. And definitely we are at least on the way back up above the 618 pocket to that 47,180 level, around there, where we have the most volume in this chart as we're looking at it. I think this thing sticks. I think it is good. Once again, I'm going to copy a link to this chart. Okay. And I will stick it in the live chat here, and I will stick it in the Bitcoin Daily View chat, just in case you want that as a reference. I wish in TradingView you could actually share a template. Like I could be like, boom, this is a template. You open it, and boom, you're right here. TradingView, take note. With that said, looking at this, Ethereum versus USDT continues this beautiful upwards channel. It is above the 200 moving average. Ultimately, this chart really is fairly more bullish than Bitcoin right now. I can see why people have a more of a long sentiment on Binance with Ethereum than they do Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the 45-minute chart, it's looking strong too. I mean, they're both looking really good. KNC, BTC, I've been playing this one for a while. Right now, it's not really quite doing anything. I'm not getting in there. Let's just delete that one. I'm kind of thinking it's just not as exciting as it was. This is exciting. Sol versus USDT. This is a monster truck race. You may have paid for a whole seat, but you only need the edge. You better ask for a refund. Anyway, Sol versus USDT. Break above the 200 moving average, probably on news. And bam, got a blue diamond merit badge because it's doing so damn well. This thing is rocking. It's beautiful. It's glorious. It's wonderful. Directional X is in the green. ADX is where we want it. Squeeze indicator is good. Binary candles are firing up like crazy. KRI looking good. Stochastic RSI in the right spot. Wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear says we might be getting overbought, but still, it's a short time frame. We may be. Let's look at a 4-hour chart for this thing. 4-hour chart. Here's the thing. Why I think we have chances for a lot of growth here. We're still well below the 200 moving average on a 45-minute on the 4-hour chart. So this these indicators are moving up. This is looking good. So I'm really especially watching for a little bit of resistance here on the 4-hour chart of the 200 moving average, which is right around $109. If we can break above that and keep moving, then I think definitely we are freaking blue skies, Lambo mode. I'm in. I don't know about you guys. You may have been. I already had a position, and I've already this morning. I have upped it. I do believe that Solana, especially with its new wallet upgrade, especially with the OpenSea NFTs, especially it being they're going to be integrating that, so we can actually create NFTs for less than like $100. You know, this is a big deal. It really lets people start to play in the NFT universe more. It kind of makes it more of a part of the now and the future, because right now it is kind of a-hole. It's really, I mean, people are making money, and if you're making lots of money, you don't care about the mining, the minting fees of NFTs. But for a lot of people who would just like to just share some pictures and sell them, or share some art, earnestly, altruistically, like I would like to post my cool photos that I do out in the desert, and some different series of things. I'm kind of a photographer. I really enjoy that, and I'm not looking at making a lot of money. It's more just I would like to just share them, and I think that somebody might like to spend $20 on it, and and stick it on their wall, print it out. Anyway, with that said, if you like deserts, they're kind of beautiful in a way. Anyways. This is looking good. Sol versus USDT. Let's look at Sol. And this is one I think that's very, very exciting. Bitcoin's making a move right now. Of course it is. But Sol versus BTC. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with getting sweet sats, right, for Bitcoin. So Sol versus BTC. Sol's pumping hard enough. It pretty much looks just like Sol versus USDT. We're beginning to ease. No, you know what? Anyone's game. We're pushing hard right now. I can't tell you if we're going to retrace or not. This is interesting. Sol versus BTC on the 4-hour chart. It needs to approach that 200 moving average also. This is looking good. So basically Sol versus BTC, Sol versus USDT, however you want to play it. This is a very, very interesting move. I definitely think it's part of the future. So I think it's kind of entering pure Lambo mode. I've not done the exhaustive video on it yet. I'm going to as soon as I get a chance. Now it's down a little bit for a change, but Poly Doge. This is definitely the shitcoin of the week. It was last week too. It's the shitcoin of the 2 weeks. I'll be doing a little video on this explicitly, because I think this is definitely, for a lot of reasons, something it's made me a shit ton of money right now already. So just saying, it might be something to look at if you are so inclined, and I will go into as to why that is. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you for being here. Every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is a statement of an absolute certainty of a sci-fi future, a beautiful, wonderful, optimistic future for humanity. And for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, like the nasty globalists who want a war between, call it a proxy war or an outright war between, NATO and Russia, it screws them up. You want to stop war, get a fiat and buy Bitcoin. Seriously, it's the most powerfully peaceful act of revolution globally that you can possibly be a part of. And I'm glad you're here. It matters. It does make a difference. Go Canada. Go truckers. Take care.